My name's Jim Krol. I'm the Vice President of Business Development here at Taoti Creative. This is the third video in a limited video series that we're putting together on the future of association websites. And for us, that's about designing and developing what we're calling a member driven experience, which is really a website that's a personal, curated experience for association members. In the first video, we welcome Brandon Schmitling, who's the Director of User Experience here at Taoti. He kind of really provided an overview of what a member driven experience is and why it's actually the future for association websites. In the second video, we welcome Weldon Perry. He's the IT director at the Association for the Advancement of Medical Instrumentation, called AMI. He provided his agency's experience on what it's like to design and develop a project and a website that is really member driven. The third video, we're welcoming Justin Sykes. He's Toyota's VP of Development. He's going to talk about the technology behind creating a member driven experience. So let's get to it. Hello, Justin. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jim?
I'm good. It's good to see you today. Before we begin, let's just kind of start off. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, like you said, Justin Sykes, VP of Development. So I look after the development department at Taoti. I've been building websites for around 18 years, so really kind of showing my age there, but mainly around WordPress sites. But obviously, I've dabbled in Drupal and other platforms as well. But yeah, I'm predominantly WordPress from a development point of view, but have a wide range of skills with other platforms.
Don't worry, I am not going to ask you questions about which platform is better, WordPress or Drupal, because we love all of our children here at Toyota, don't
Yeah, different tools, but sometimes different things depending on the client requirements and what the objectives are from the client point of view as well.
So talk to me. What do you do here at Toyota? Give me your kind of background about what you're doing here.
Yeah, so I actually started at Taoti a number of years ago as a developer and kind of moved my way up to tech lead, manager, director, and now obviously VP of development. Now my role really is kind of working with the team of developers as well as other um, departments within Taoti to kind of push forward and push the envelope when it comes to technology and solutions that we can offer clients.
So, as kind of the VP here, on and working on development, we've been talking a lot about what we're calling these creating a member-driven experiences for associations, and obviously Brandon talked a lot about the user experience and what that is like. Talk to me a little bit from a technology experience standpoint. Talk to me about how technology really kind of will support and does support this kind of curated experience for association members.
Yeah, I think rather than kind of support, I think that it's a key driving factor. To be honest with you, selecting the right technology and the right approach with technology is really key to um, delivering to the end users as well. Whether you're looking for what type of AMS you want to work with, or even what kind of content management system, whether it's WordPress or Drupal, is really a key factor into how you interact, how you deliver content, as well as also kind of future proofing your platform as well. A lot of the management, the member driven experiences deal with a lot of data. And really, you need to get it right the first time in terms of the technology that you use, because it gives that system and that platform longevity with your end users. In a nutshell, you don't want to be switching platforms after 2 or 3 years. You want something that you can grow with, and really that starts with technology.
So talk to me about the different forms of technology that an association would need in order to be able to create a member driven experience.
Yeah, so it can be really something as simple as connecting to a kind of a CRM, customer relationship management platform. It's really about understanding your customers and getting that data into a format that can be easily used on a website. So that could be as simple as adding some personalization to the um, website. So whether you log in, it's got a profile picture, or you know, it welcomes you by first name or email or things like that. To more complex uh, functionality like using AI to really kind of drive more personalization. So, working with CRMs, also working with an AMS, LMS, a learning management system, and connecting that to a website platform like Drupal or WordPress.
So I know a lot of associations have AMS systems. Talk to me about how we're kind of getting and making that connection happen, right? When talking to Weldon, they had talked about, they did a lot of research into understanding those systems. And they really kind of thought that it's okay to use APIs. But talk to me a little bit more about how you can kind of connect your AMS into a website that then creates that kind of curated experience for someone.
Yeah, so it could be really something as simple on the kind of WordPress side as having a plugin that does that kind of automatically. There's a lot of plugins out there that sole functionality is to connect to existing services. So we have done that before with platforms like Salesforce, where it's really just a case of a user fills in a form, and then that information is then sent to Salesforce as a contact, which then lets them kind of go through the sales funnel with that contact. But then we've done also recently with Amy is creating a middleware layer. And what that basically does is it brings in different systems like Salesforce or any kind of custom systems they may have. That brings that data to one central point. From there, we can actually manipulate and use that data in a way that we want within, in this particular instance, on a community WordPress site. So it really gives us the flexibility to um, take the data and deliver the objective of the functionality.
So you've talked a little bit about the data aspect of it. What are some common like data fields perhaps you may have in an AMS that are going to be really important for you or for an association when they want to kind of set up this curated experience?
Yeah, so what we and I can use Amy as an example again. So what we did with that particular project is we split the data into like what you call like essential data. So that might be a profile picture, it might be the name, it might be email address. It obviously you have some kind of user ID on there. And what we did there was we use the SSO, a single sign on. So when the user then signs on to the site, we then go and pull that information from Salesforce. So that will automatically bring in that kind of essential information. Then, if we're wanting to then personalize data even more, we'll usually use something like a cron job, which would then pull in the information from the middleware onto the site maybe twice a day or once a day. And that brings in things like, any kind of news articles or events, things that we can then personalize further to that kind of user information that we've pulled in on the SSO.
So as a user, I log in, you've got an SSO that allows the website to, I'll say, ping the middleware in that example. It then recognizes who I am, maybe the role that I have at a particular association. So maybe some of my interests, right? If I'm interested in, let's say, communications or in advocacy, it's going to then allow and work with the site to pull that content that's relevant to me and like let's say events and things along that lines.
Yeah. So in that particular instance, what we're actually doing is we're actually bypassing the middleware with the SSO. So we're actually going directly to Fontiva. And the reason that we're doing that is the information that we're pulling over, it's it's not heavy on performance. It's simple text fields and maybe one profile image. So we can actually do that without having to worry about a performance lag on the site. Once we've got that information over, then the middleware information is there and it's ready to use based on that user's ID. So then we can kind of cross reference it against. So if it was Jim that had an interest in sterilization, then you would actually see articles and events that are tagged with sterilization. So it really personalizes the experience, and it really what it is about is bringing the users, giving them interest to come back to the website. So looking at that kind of analytical state where you've got, new users and you've got returning users. The idea of this is the returning users is going to start going up as well. And then it obviously with marketing efforts and things like that, you will get new users. So this is really giving them an interest to come back to the website and interact with the website.
So I think what's also what I'm hearing from you is that there's kind of like almost like varying degrees of technology to create these experiences. You can have something, let's say, as basic as an AMS where you're doing that single sign-on, logging in to be able to pull that. But you're also saying is that there's even greater degrees of complication with it when you start talking about, well, if there's a learning management system out there, if there's a community platform that is out there that an association is invested in, you're able to take data from all of those, put it into that data lake, and then allows for greater access to all of that information and kind of streamlines it.
Yeah, and one of the kind of the objectives of the Amy project is um, they had a number of different services that they were connecting to, and they wanted to bring that, and we did as well. We wanted to bring that into kind of like one area data lake. But what that also does is it gives them like longevity in terms of like in a phase two or a phase three where we're going to start introducing AI, and it's a lot easier and more efficient to introduce AI into a middleware layer than it is to try and do that on multiple
Mm.
platforms, pulling in information. So, um, they're a very forward-thinking company when it comes to technology as well, and that's why it's been such a pleasure working with them because we interact and we give each other ideas that they have the confidence in us to agree with and to kind of move forward with.
I can't believe we've been on for over 5 minutes and now AI comes up, Justin. I mean, it took us that long to finally get to it. Um, So it seems to me that a lot of associations, and we work with a lot. We've worked with dozens of associations over our time period. Most associations have some form of these different types of systems already in place. Talk to me about how they can start using them today to then be able to prepare themselves for creating an experience, maybe sometime in the future that's more member driven.
Yeah, so what I would probably do is looking at the data that you have, making sure that the data that you have is up to date. Often a lot of these kind of CRMs and AMS, they can be a bit of a dumping ground when it comes to data. So really try and invest into making sure that the data is up to date and clean, because that's really going to be a foundation to start looking at personalization more, knowing who your customers are, segmenting them into different groups to really kind of understand and be able to push forward with personalization. Probably the other thing I would look at is getting a roadmap in place. There's so many things that can be done on uh, personalization and integration with different systems. It actually write down what your objectives are from an end user point of view as well. Get an understanding of uh, how you want to interact with your users. on a digital level. And really, that would give an agency like ourselves the ability to understand and to kind of map against what technology could be used to kind of meet those objectives. Also, kind of have a think about, I think, with regards to kind of personalized information, how much of it do you want to be gated? How much are you willing to give information to the general public, and how much are you wanting to kind of give them the ability to kind of sign in to see that? Um, you know, there might be different white papers that you want to show to users, but you want to collect their information first, and they need to be a member to do that. So really have an understanding of what information you're putting out there from a marketing point of view, and how you want to deliver that to the end user. Another kind of area that is massive, really, when it comes to any kind of personalization, any member-driven experience, is hosting. And often this doesn't get thought of until too late. But one thing that we do is we partner with AWS. There's a platform. One of the reasons we do that is because of the flexibility that we have in that hosting environment. There's so many different systems and services that we can hook into with AWS that really that is key to building a platform or a member-driven experience that is robust, safe, and performs well.
That's so you're talking about obviously look at your hosting, create a plan, kind of a strategy, make sure that your data and how clean your data is in your AMS and then kind of start thinking about those marketing opportunities as far as if you're gating content, how do you end up thinking about um, letting others access that to be able to make sure that you're able to kind of achieve your membership priorities from and use your website from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah, and that that can be done through very simple kind of forms on the site that redirect you to information. So it's just getting that kind of mindset in that you're wanting to give your end users information, but you're also wanting to collect data. And the reason you're wanting to collect data is maybe not that day, but maybe in the future you're wanting to personalize their experience on your website.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. It's a good tip. So, um, my last question for you, and we talked a little bit about AI and how that can kind of help from a future standpoint, but help flesh that out for me a little bit. How do you imagine we're going to be able to use AI in the future to be able to help create more of a member driven experience?
Yeah, so on when we looked at the kind of the Amy project and AI, it was really about automating different scenarios within the middleware to then push data to, in this particular instance, WordPress and BuddyBots, and really about getting an understanding of the users' kind of journey on the site. So whether they're liking certain posts or whether they're commenting on certain posts, then we can use AI and the bot to really kind of take that information and then feed suggestions with content to them. So it's almost speeding up the personalization process to be in real time uh, to the end user. Yeah.
So it's, hey, you like some forms of content, or maybe, hey, you've attended an event or you're interested in an event. It's being able to show them other opportunities of other pieces of content that are similar that they may find appropriate.
Yeah, that's right. And then, we also use AI in other ways within TOT as well. Whether we're automating testing for sites as well as code recommendations as well. So really, AI is starting to become a fundamental part of technology and TOT.
Mm. Well, Justin, thank you for your time today. It is always good to see you, and appreciate hearing a little bit more about how technology is so impactful and such a driving force. It doesn't support it; it's a driving force behind creating that member-driven experience.